We're back in public for We Love Betting this week, and there's a few people around, there's some music in the background. We're trying to keep the noise down, obviously, but it's just rude to tell people to shut up in prayer, isn't it?
It is. When you're here at around 8 o'clock on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
It's not very cool either.
Pretty random. We're going to get some funny looks, so don't be surprised if some people behind us pop up in the background. Anyway, we'll do it as quickly as we can, and we're going with your Football League tips. Not the greatest week for you last week, but we won't dwell on that. We'll just let you crack on with this week. And where are you starting, Mark?
In the Championship, as always, in Crystal Palace. They're playing Burnley this weekend, and Palace, I mean, what can you say about Palace? I remember Chris asking me in the anti-post preview what I thought of Palace as a potential relegation candidate. I gave them a bit of praise. I didn't think they'd be down there and struggling around, but after the first couple of weeks, I was sort of eating my words. They're absolutely awful. One of the bad things was they were conceding goals, a complete sea change from last year where they built their team around a really solid base. But this week they went to Molineux and beat Wolves, another team who are in form, and Palace are in flying form at the moment. 5 wins from 6 now. That includes wins against Cardiff, of course table toppers at the moment in the Championship, as well as Bolton, who are of course much fancy pre-season as well. Wilfried Zaha scored 2 more goals in midweek. The guy's just, he's a real
nifty, I'd say.
Nifty's a good way of describing him, but he's scoring goals, and he's one of the best players in the Championship these days. So I really like Palace at the moment. They're playing Burnley this weekend at home. 5 to 4 shots at home at Selhurst Park, which to me looks too big on paper, because look at Burnley, they've only won 2 of their 8 games in the Championship at the moment. Just 1 win and 3 losses in their 4 road trips. And the one problem for Burnley at the moment is conceding goals, and conceding far too many of them. I've got a stat down here, they conceded at least 2 goals in 7 of their last 8 Championship games. So when you've got a player like Charlie Austin scoring another hat-trick in midweek against Sheffield Wednesday, they're still not closing games out because they're drawing 3-3 with the likes of Sheffield Wednesday. Defensively very inept. Palace has scored at least 2 goals in 3 of their last 4 at Selhurst Park. 5 to 4, they look like a bet to me in the Championship.
Do you know I had a rumour today, Mark? I don't think I've told you this, so it's an on-camera revelation. I was speaking to someone from a bookie today. They told me they just took a £2 bet on Charlie Austin to score the first goal in this game at the weekend. No joke.
Yeah.
So it must be a Palace fan.
He's the man at the moment in the Championship. Goals
Okay,
galore.
where are we going next?
Okay, I'm going to ask you actually for this. Any explanation as to why Sheffield United are 11 to 10 to win at Leyton Orient this weekend?
I'm being from Southend, I'm not a big fan of Leyton Orient, so maybe it's despite me.
I can't find a reason why. Okay, Sheffield United are unbeaten after 10 games. They've only won 6. Is it 4? I'll just have to check my notes. They've drawn 6 of their 10.
Okay,
so they've won 4, and away from home they've won 2, drawn 3. Okay, it's impressive. They're not losing at least, but they're not winning as many games as you'd probably expect. They signed Dave Kitson in the week, a fantastic player for League One level, I think, at least, and so hopefully he'll plug the gap of scoring goals. But I said at anti-post as well, I don't think Sheffield United are the team they were last year since Jed Evans has moved on. And okay, this bet isn't based around my bias against Sheffield United, it's also a little bit to do with Leyton Orient. At the moment, they're one of my favourite teams in League One, not because of their playing style, not because they're your rivals. QPR legends everywhere. Lee Cook and Martin Rowlands patrolling midfield. Ex-QPR loanee Chelsea youngster Jimmy Smith also midfield. Dean Cox is another good performer at League One level. And then you got Kevin Lisby, ex-Charlton. He's up front for Leyton Orient, finding a bit of pace and penetration up top. So all around, I think they're a decent little team, and they've got over that blip from the start of the season where they lost their first 3 games. They've won 4 of their last 6. Went to in-form and probably the surprise team in League One so far, Walsall midweek and won as well. There's plenty to be optimistic about with Leyton Orient. Okay, they are a little bit inconsistent. Russell Slade knows that, but hopefully that form from recent weeks has proved that they're a reliable team here. And basically, I just can't have having a Sheffield United at 11 to 10. You can get 7 to 10 on Leyton Orient double chance, so you'll get paid out if they basically avoid defeat at home. Looking at Sheffield United away last year, 12 of their 23 away games in what I believe was a better team than this season, it would have paid out. So Leyton Orient at 7 to 10 double chance.
Okay, fair play to Orient, tip of the cap to the rivals of Southend, but where are we going? Third and final?
Okay, probably the most unglamorous and unfashionable match on
What,
the
does it rival the old Azerbaijan game like I was betting on the other week?
It's close. Morecambe against Burton Albion.
Ah, nice.
Morecambe are just one of those teams that come around once in a while who, for some reason, do all their best work away from home. At home, they're absolutely terrible. It's weird. But fair play to them. Tuesday night, they ended their winless run at home this season by beating Chesterfield 2-0. That was actually their first win at the Globe Arena since March. 9-game run that, which is pretty much unheard of in football, isn't it? Especially for a team around mid-table, upper echelons of sort of the lower half, especially in the Football League as well. Very unusual. Jim Bentley, their manager, actually came out after the game and said this is going to be the catalyst for our home form and our season as well. I remain completely unconvinced, and mainly down to the fact that Burton Albion are 10-11 draw no bet at Morecambe this weekend. Okay, I've opposed Burton plenty of times this season. I've also backed goals in Burton games plenty of times this season, and it's paid off. So I'm hoping the run continues with Burton. They're now unbeaten in 6 League 2 games, 2 of which came away from home. Sorry to say that they did win at Southend on Tuesday night as well.
Thanks,
but in fairness to Southend, Gary Rowett, the Burton manager, did say that it was a little bit fortunate, should we say, he was happy with a 0-0, but he's not going to complain when they win 1-0 away from home at a team like Southend. But you've got to ride the luck when it comes your way, and I think that's going to be the case with Burton as well. They've got plenty of attacking threat. If you saw Wilfried Zaha, we've already mentioned him. Calvin Zola's 2 goals recently.
I didn't know Calvin Zola was capable of those goals. Unbelievable. If you haven't seen them, you have to find them somewhere.
They're absolutely fantastic. It proves that they can score goals from anywhere on the park. Defensively they are a little bit weak, but you've got a chance that when they're priced at 10-11 away from home against a team like Morecambe who've won once at home since March. So that's my point.
Okay, so you'll run through those one more time.
Okay, Burton at 10-11 draw no bet at Morecambe in League 2. In League 1, it's Leyton Orient double chance at 7-10 against Sheffield United, and Crystal Palace 5-4 to beat Burnley in the Championship.
Good stuff. Mark has never gone 2 weeks in a row losing all 3 bets, so I guarantee he's back to winner here. Absolutely, he's done it.